What if the sweetest mother in Port Charles is about to make the darkest deal of her life? What if Willow Cain isn't fighting for shared custody anymore, but plotting to erase Michael Corinthos completely? Because what just happened behind closed doors could change everything, not just for Willow, not just for Michael, but for Wiley and Amelia too. And once you hear what Willow may be willing to sacrifice, you may never see her the same way again. Willow Cain finally got her partial custody agreement, 60% for Michael, 40% for her. On paper that sounds like progress. In reality it's torture. Every time Wiley and Amelia pack their little bags to return to Michael's house, Willow feels like something is being ripped out of her chest. She smiles, she nods, she plays the grateful co-parent. But inside, she's counting the hours. Because 60-40 means Michael still wins. And Willow does not want to share. Not anymore. Alexis Davis gently hinted that custody arrangements can be revisited in the future, that nothing is ever permanent. But here's the thing. Even 50-50 would not satisfy Willow. She doesn't want balance. She wants control. And that's where things start to turn dangerous. Because on February 26, General Hospital dropped a bombshell that still hasn't fully exploded. Willow and Gents Sidwell. Allies. Not casual acquaintances. Not reluctant collaborators. Allies. And when Sidwell revealed that he was the one who supplied the paralytic Willow used against Drew Cain, everything changed. Suddenly, Willow wasn't just a desperate mother fighting for her children. She was someone willing to cross lines. And she crossed them with the most powerful and unpredictable man in the room. But here's the twist. This isn't a balanced partnership. Sidwell holds the power. He proved that when he pressured Willow into stepping into the role of Congresswoman Cain. He didn't ask. He maneuvered. He cornered. He made it clear that he calls the shots. And Willow knows exactly how dangerous he can be. She has seen that cold, calculated side. So if she dares to push him again, it won't be without risk. But what if Willow believes the risk is worth it? Because custody isn't just a legal issue for her anymore. It's personal. It's emotional. It's survival. And if she's already made one deal with the devil, what's stopping her from making another? Imagine this. Willow approaches Sidwell. Calm, measured, strategic. She reminds him that she's playing her part, she's stepping into Congress, she's doing exactly what he wants. So maybe, just maybe, she deserves something in return. Sidwell starts outlining his expectations, his demands, the political moves he wants her to make. And that's when Willow quietly adds her own demand. Full custody. Not shared. Not negotiated. Full. Wiley and Amelia under her roof, under her control, permanently. Now ask yourself, how would Sidwell respond to that? He has already shown that he can influence the legal system. He bribed Judge Eva Heron once. That's how Michael secured full custody before. Sidwell made that happen. So what if he can undo it? Or worse, what if Willow doesn't just want custody paperwork changed? What if she wants Michael removed from the equation entirely? And here where the story turns dark. Because removing Michael could mean many things. Prison, scandal, financial ruins, or something even more final. Would Willow really go that far? She may tell herself it's about protecting her children. She may justify it as creating stability. But deep down, is this about love? Or control? Sidwell doesn't want a hostile partnership, that much is clear. He needs Willow compliant. He needs her steady. He needs her useful. So if giving her full custody keeps her loyal, he might consider it. But nothing from Sidwell comes free. Every gift carries a cost. Every favor demands a future payment. And if Willow thinks she can control him, she may be underestimating the very man she's trusting. Because once you step into Sidwell's world, you don't walk out untouched. Now picture this. Michael finds out. Not about the custody request. About the alliance. About Sidwell's involvement. About the paralytic. Michael already feels betrayed. But if he discovers Willow is actively working with the man who manipulated the custody system, that changes everything. Michael Corinthos is not weak. He is not naive. And he certainly will not stand by if he senses a threat to his children. Which means if Willow moves first, Michael may strike harder. And that could spark a custody war unlike anything Port Charles has seen. But here's the bigger question. Is Willow still the heroine of this story? Or is she slowly becoming something else? Because the moment she starts thinking about pushing Michael out completely, the moral line begins to blur. And once it blurs, it rarely sharpens again. But we're just getting started. Because Sidwell has another layer to this plan. And if Willow believes she's negotiating from strength, she may soon discover she's the one being maneuvered. What happens when Sidwell asks her to support legislation that hurts Michael's interests? What happens when he demands a public stance that isolates her from her family? What happens when her political power becomes the tool that destroys the very life she's trying to build? Willow thinks she's bargaining. Sidwell thinks he's building leverage. And Michael, he may be closer to the truth than either of them realize. Because something tells me, Michael won't lose quietly. And if he starts digging into how he originally won full custody, if he uncovers Sidwell's bribery of Judge Eva Heron, the entire foundation could crumble. But who goes down with it? Sidwell, Willow, or both? And here's the most chilling possibility of all. What if Wiley and Amelia are the ones who suffer most? Because when adults play power games, children pay the price. And this game is far from over. Willow believes she's fighting for her heart's desire. Sidwell believes he's shaping a political asset. Michael believes he's protecting his children. But only one of them can win. And the next move could decide everything. And just wait until you hear what Willow might be willing to promise Sidwell to seal the deal. Willow Cain has already crossed one line. The question now is, how many more is she willing to cross to get her children back? Because when she looks at Wiley and Amelia, she doesn't see a legal battle. She sees time slipping away. She sees bedtime stories she isn't reading. She sees birthdays she might miss. And that fear, it can make even the gentlest person ruthless. So imagine Willow sitting across from Gents Sidwell once again. This time not hesitant, not scared, determined. She explains that she is holding up her end of the bargain. She is stepping into Congress. She is aligning with his strategy. She is being exactly what he needs. So now she wants something in return. And not just a favor. A guarantee. Full custody. Sidwell listens. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't argue. He studies her. Because what he sees is not a desperate mother. He sees ambition. He sees someone learning how power works. And that intrigues him. But here's the catch. Sidwell doesn't like ultimatums. So if Willow frames this as a demand, he could push back hard. But if she frames it as mutual benefit, that's different. She could tell him that a stable home life strengthens her public image. That full custody makes her appear grounded, devoted, reliable. That removing Michael from the equation eliminates unpredictable conflict. And that kind of stability helps them both. Now we're talking strategy. And Sidwell respects strategy. So what does he do? Does he bribe another judge? Does he dig up dirt on Michael? Does he create a scandal that forces Michael into a corner? Or does he take it one step further? Because let's be honest, Sidwell doesn't just solve problems. He eliminates them. And if he decides Michael is a problem, the consequences could be explosive. But here's something Willow may not be thinking about. Michael has powerful allies. The Corinthos name carries weight. And if Michael senses danger, he won't hesitate to protect himself. If he starts investigating the original custody ruling, if he uncovers evidence of bribery involving Judge Eva Heron, that scandal alone could shake Port Charles. And if Willow's name is connected to Sidwell at the same time, she could lose everything. Her credibility, her political future, her custody case, and possibly her freedom. So now we're looking at a ticking clock. Willow wants full custody. Sidwell wants control. Michael wants justice. And only one of them can outmaneuver the others. But here's the emotional twist. What if deep down Willow doesn't actually want Michael destroyed? What if she just wants him powerless? Out of the way. Unable to challenge her. There's a difference. But Sidwell may not see that difference. To him, a threat is a threat. And threats get handled. Swiftly. Permanently. So if Willow says, "I want him gone," Sidwell may interpret that very literally. And once actions are set in motion, they can't be undone. Now imagine Michael realizing something is off. He notices subtle shifts, legal delays, strange calls, political pressure. He connects the dots, and when he traces them back to Sidwell, and then to Willow, that betrayal may hit harder than any custody loss ever could. Because this isn't just about children anymore. It's about trust. And trust once shattered rarely repairs cleanly. So here's the ultimate question. Is Willow becoming the very thing she once fought against? She used to stand for compassion, for honesty, for integrity. But power changes people. Desperation changes people. And Sidwell, he accelerates that change. So if Sidwell agrees to help her, it won't be out of kindness. It will be because he sees long-term value. And the more Willow depends on him, the deeper she sinks. Until one day she may realize she can't separate herself from him at all. And by then, it may be too late. Because alliances built on secrets rarely survive exposure. And exposure feels inevitable. So what happens next? Does Willow secure full custody and win the battle? Or does her partnership with Sidwell explode in her face? Does Michael uncover the truth and flip the narrative? Or does Sidwell tighten his grip on everyone involved? One thing is certain. This storyline is far from over. And the fallout could reshape Port Charles in ways no one expects. So now I want to ask you something. If you were Willow, would you risk everything to gain full custody? Or would you draw the line before it costs you your soul? And do you think Sidwell will truly help her? Or is he setting her up for a fall? Let me know in the comments. Because this custody war is just beginning. And if you want daily General Hospital updates, deep spoilers, and emotional breakdowns like this one, make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss what happens next. Because in Port Charles, power always comes with a price. And someone is about to pay it.